current situation in the Middle East is ripe for world war as Saudi Arabia and Turkey are making strategic moves against Russia, amassing 350,000 soldiers, 20,000 tanks, and 2,500 warplanes near Syria, threatening a full all-out ground war and many people say a full all-out scale world war. Now in this video, we're going to give you the latest updates, the latest news of these important developments that are happening geopolitically, and we'll give you the real reasons why they are happening. But now, on this YouTube channel, for over 2 years now, we have been saying that ISIS will be the major reason why there will be a world war. We have been saying this for a very long time, mainly because we see ISIS right now. We saw this coming, especially with all the world powers and their conflict of interest, and the real story of ISIS, which has not been covered in the mainstream media in the United States. But ultimately, everyone is using ISIS as a justification. Russia is using ISIS as a justification to keep Bashar al-Assad in power. Saudi Arabia, Turkey, the United States are using ISIS as an excuse to get rid of Bashar al-Assad. Those are the major reasons why ISIS is the excuse, the justification for all the horrible deeds that are happening right now inside of Syria. Now we see Turkey and Saudi Arabia threatening Russia, pretty much amassing all their troops, saying, Russia, how will you respond? Russia and Putin responded saying, no, we are not backing down. If you want war, you will have war with us. We will not give up Syria to you. And of course, Putin is threatening world war on the global stage because of these latest developments, and that is incredibly, possibly true, especially with someone as hard-headed as Vladimir Putin. Now in this region, right now, Saudi Arabia decided to launch military exercises. They have not started the invasion, but they are doing exercises to prepare for a possible potential war. But this is a significant step because this is them stepping back. Not starting war, but threatening war in a more precise chess kind of made move. Russia is answering back because they're launching their own war drill. Southern Russia, pretty much threatening Russia, Turkey, showing Turkey that they're going to be ready to amass a war on two fronts, inside of Syria and on the Russian border going against Turkey, showing that they will not back down in any way, shape, or form, which leads, and I think this happened, this kind of step back from war happened mainly because the United States and Barack Obama have been silent, have not made a clear decision whether they will lose Syria to Russia or will they stand by their allies, Turkey and Saudi Arabia. The United States and Barack Obama have not made this decision, and because of that, we are seeing a step back from this full all-out potential war. What's really more interesting, the people who pull the strings behind the United States foreign policy, like Henry Kissinger, who Obama's national security team even admitted they take their daily orders from Henry Kissinger, recently had a meeting with Vladimir Putin, and even according to Newsweek is saying that Kissinger is eerily silent on this very important meeting that he had with his good friend Vladimir Putin, which shows you that there's a lot in the works and a lot still developing and a lot still breaking. Now obviously, Turkey is hell-bent on invading Syria. They want Bashar al-Assad gone. They want their own government, everything they can. They're looking for all the friends that they could to gain allies, and of course Saudi Arabia is one of them. But it's also important to know that Turkey's assault on Syria has already begun. Just last week alone, the Turkish government was pounding the Syrian Kurdish forces in the northern part of Syria to stop them from getting inside Aleppo. Now, of course, Aleppo is a rebel ISIS-controlled city, and now Turkey is stopping the Syrian Kurds from having a military victory inside of Aleppo because they don't want the rebels to be defeated. They want Assad gone, which again destroys the narrative that Turkey wants to get rid of ISIS, which they have been saying on the world stage. Will Turkey be able to pull this off? Obviously, strategically with Saudi Arabia now, they are still at a disadvantage. Turkey is fighting on many fronts, including civil war inside of its own country with the Kurds. So right now, it is unlikely. We're seeing the rhetoric being rolled back by Saudi Arabia as they are launching these military drills. They are taking a step back mainly because the United States has not made any concise moves in this region. But also, very importantly, we are also seeing a lot of this having to do with oil. A few years back, before the revolution inside of Syria, Saudi Arabia was planning to build a pipeline through Iraq, through Syria, through Turkey, bypassing Russia into Europe and screwing over Russian sales of oil inside of Europe, making Europe dependent on Saudi Arabian oil. Before the revolution, the only country that has disagreed with this plan was Bashar al-Assad and Syria. Saudi Arabia then and Turkey and the United States have started financing rebel groups inside the region. Those rebel groups have turned out to be al-Nusra, have turned out to be ISIS, and there has been a massive civil war, a massive global war now inside of Syria. Oil had a huge impact. It was not the only reason why this global conflict is escalating on so many reasons. But if you look at the policy of Saudi Arabia, you could see oil being a huge factor since they are the biggest oil exporters in the entire world. And that's why we're seeing a conflict unfold between Saudi Arabia and Yemen right now. As we know, the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Egypt, Sudan, Bahrain, Morocco, Jordan, and Egypt, and Pakistan, along with the United States, along with the European Union, started a war inside of Yemen in order to, so quote, reestablish stability in that region. Well, of course, that was not the true reason at all, and because of Saudi Arabia's war on Yemen, we have 3,000 civilians who have been killed. We have 14 million Yemenis people facing food insecurity. 20 million people cannot have clean water. And many people in the International Humanitarian Criminal Court are saying that Saudi Arabia has been bombing civilian infrastructure, violating international humanitarian rights. Now, why is Saudi Arabia hell-bent on destroying Yemen and taking over the government in Yemen? Well, it's of course another pipeline that would bypass Iran and give Saudi Arabia the advantage against the Iranian government. And of course, that plan is being blown up because the Yemeni tribes members are actually blowing up the pipeline. But another interesting development we're seeing is that ISIS right now declared that its official currency is the US dollar. And a lot of this has to deal with the petrodollar. So ISIS right now, who has been financed, who has been trained, who has been armed by the US and its allies, are now implementing a new dollar-only rule. They also have to cut back on benefits for their fighters. They actually got rid of free energy drinks and Snickers for their fighters, mainly because they are losing. They're about to lose the entire war. ISIS is about to fall inside of Syria because of Russia, and Russia will gain that geopolitical strong region. And that's why we're seeing everything crescendo to the moment that it is right now, threatening a full all-out war, because no one wants to lose Syria, because there's so many geopolitical interests in that particular region. How will the United States respond? Will it be with Saudi Arabia? Will it be with Turkey? Will it let Syria fall to the Russians? We do not know, but we will keep you updated here on this YouTube channel, so definitely subscribe and stay tuned. I want to thank everyone donating $1 a month, keeping this fully independent news organization for you and by you. We are being censored by YouTube. We are being demonetized by YouTube, and the only thing keeping this operation going is you, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here with us. Subscribe. We're going to have a lot more information coming here your way on youtube.com/.